Hi everyone. Well, it's a cloudy, gloomy, wet, cold day here in Savannah. Not the ideal day to be out strolling through the garden, but is it? It actually is a perfect day to start planting in the garden. Welcome to Heavenly Backyard Gardening. Even though the weather is gloomy here, it's cloudy, drizzly, we had some rain overnight, temperatures in the middle 40s, I'm not complaining because I have been seeing what's been going on across a good portion of the country where even Texas is in the deep freeze up to Missouri and eastward into Kentucky, Tennessee, and the Ohio River Valley and southern Great Lakes states. Sub-zero temperatures and snow covers the ground out there, but not here. Now is a good time for starting the garden, and the way to start is with potatoes. I love potatoes, particularly red potatoes, and this is the ideal time to start planting those potatoes. And let me show you how I do that. Well, the first thing you want to do is prepare the soil, which I've already done, and then dig some troughs to put the potatoes in. And just simply dig out these troughs, and once that's done, we'll get the potatoes. Now it's important to prepare the potatoes before putting them in the ground. Let me show you. I've been to the nursery and I bought me a 5-pound bag of red seed potatoes. Well, they're just regular potatoes. They call them seed potatoes, but they're just regular potatoes. And the thing about these, you want to look at for the eyes on the potato itself. And you want to cut the potatoes so you have at least 2 eyes per section. Now this potato here, I can cut it into 3 different sections I can see by the eyes. And I'll do that. So there. I got 1, 2, 3, well actually 4 eyes in this one. Let's see, 1, 2, that one, and this one 1, 2. So I got at least 2 on each cut. And you go on, and you do that. Now it's best to do this maybe 2 or 3 days before you plant the potatoes. This will harden off the white portion where you cut. It's not extremely important, but it helps prevent the potato from rotting, particularly if you don't have good drainage in your soil. So and that's how we do it. And I've cut several potatoes already, and there you can see it's already hardened off, and the eyes are growing too. Yeah. There you can see the difference between the fresh cut potato and the potato that's been cut a couple of days ago, where the white portion of the potato itself has hardened off. And that one is ready to plant. That's a white potato. Now that that's done, it's time to plant the potatoes themselves. The next thing we want to do is just cover up the potatoes lightly. That's all we need to do. Now, in the event of a frost that comes up after the potatoes have sprouted out of the ground, it's easy. Just take some of the soil and cover up the potatoes that have sprouted out of the ground, and they'll be perfectly fine, and they'll be able to survive the frost, even sub-freezing temperatures, as long as it doesn't get too cold. But that's a way of protecting them, or you can cover them up too if you want, but the soil method works very, very well. One of the things I like to add to the soil before planting the potatoes is triple superphosphate. The phosphate helps anything that grows underground, particularly root crops like potatoes, turnips, what else do you have growing underground? Radishes, anything like that that grows underground. Also, a little 10-10-10 is a good idea as well to mix them all together at the same time. Now, this box here, it's, what is it, about 2 feet by 8 feet. Last year I grew tomatoes in this area, and it's not a good idea to grow tomatoes in the same place every year. So this year, this region here is set aside for green bush beans, nice snap beans. But I won't be planting those for another, probably 4 weeks or so. You know, planting the green beans, I also like to mix some of the well-composted chicken manure, and that helps greatly with the production of the bean. Anything that grows above ground, fruit such as vegetables, tomatoes, things like that, chicken manure, it's wonderful. It's about 33% nitrogen. So if you can find some good, well-composted chicken manure, I highly recommend it, mixing it in with the soil. But what else? Can we plant anything else right now? I got the potatoes in the ground. Anything else? Sure, let's take a look. All right, what I have here is a little 6-pack of lettuce. This is a bib lettuce called Butter Crunch. The name says it all. These are wonderful in salads and on hamburgers or sandwiches, BLTs, burgers, even a bologna sandwich. This lettuce is great, and it does very well in cool weather conditions. It doesn't grow well in the heat because it gets bitter, but in the cool weather it stays nice and crunchy and sweet. So let's get this in the ground. Just break up the root ball just a little bit, and just plant the lettuce deep enough to where the top of the crown or the root ball is at the top of the soil level. Don't plant it any deeper than that for the lettuce anyway. Tomatoes, yes, you can plant them deeper. We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. There are several advantages of working in the cool weather conditions that we have like today. Only 46 degrees, but no bugs. The bugs totally out of the question. Nothing to worry about here. Also, this time of the year with the cool weather conditions, dill. Dill loves cool, moist weather. And right now, between now, middle February to about early middle May, these dill plants will grow great. And it's great for cooking. I love dill. Chicken, fish, it's really good. Also, this is a good time if you want to start tomatoes, not potatoes. It's the excellent time to start potatoes, but you can start your tomato plants as well from seed. Now you can go out to any nursery or your favorite flower store and home and garden store and buy tomatoes already started. But if you start them from seeds, you know exactly what you're getting, and you can also get particular tomatoes that are designed for your area. Now, I started these late January. These are patio tomatoes, meaning they're little cherry tomatoes, and they'll grow in a pot. And I got some growing in a pot already, and I'll cover these up or take them in the greenhouse if it gets too cold outside. But this is a good time to start tomatoes. I already started another batch of better bush tomatoes, and they won't be ready to be planted in the ground till by the end of March around here. I'll be able to put them in the ground, but they're still just little seeds inside the pot, not even sprouted yet. So, and another thing that you can grow in the cool weather is cilantro. Cilantro is a wonderful herb that you can use for fish and chicken and other white meats particularly, and it loves the cool weather. So cilantro, and if you have a good area to plant in the yard, I have a cilantro plant. These plants right here, let me show you. These have been in the ground now for 4 years. They keep coming back year after year. So cilantro is a good one. Now, when it gets hot, these plants are going to die back down to the ground. Thanks for watching, and I'll be doing some more gardening videos on this channel, Pat Prokop's channel, in the next several weeks. I'll have several more about the daylilies that are just popping themselves out of the ground. The hyacinths are beginning to bloom now, and my daffodils are beginning to bloom. So a lot more garden videos coming up. And if you like astronomy, please visit my astrophotography page. It's Heavenly Backyard Astronomy. So once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time.